Hi everyone. So, different type of video today. Something that I've been thinking about doing for a long time now. I think I've said on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. It's probably been about 4 years in the making this video. Hard about it. Thinking, should I do it? Should I not? What am I going to gain out of it? Is anything actually going to? Is it worth doing this video type thing? And as time's gone on, there's been ups and downs where I've been thinking, yeah, it's definitely worth doing it, and there's other times where I've gone, what is the point? But I think I've made the decision now where I'm like, you know what? These people need to be called out, or this person needs to be called out. And I think 90% of you who are watching this probably know who I'm on about. We've had some sort of back and forth for God knows how many years. Somebody sent me a screenshot of probably our first interaction, which looked like it was about 2012, October 2012. And looking at when we both made accounts in 2012. So it's been pretty early on. I'll be honest, I can't remember even the interaction that got sent to me. I obviously can't remember it. I've seen it, but I can't remember it. That may have been the first time. We may have spoken before then, but even that first time in 2012, I responded with something normal to a certain post, and kind of got a backlash straight away. And as people know, I'll stand my ground with stuff. I'm not going to hide away from it, whether it's behind the screen or in person. I've always said that I'm not going to back down, or I'm not going to, let someone talk to me like crap. So just because it was on the internet doesn't mean, I'm going to back down to it. And that first initial screenshot I will post as time goes on in this video, because there's going to be a load of screenshots. There's going to be some videos that I will put. But the purpose of this video is basically to, as I said, kind of make people realise just what a nasty human being a certain person is. I'm not going to say names just yet, but as I said, 90% of you should know who I'm on about. The name will come, and obviously the screenshots will come. But it's got to the point now where people kind of do take sides, whether it's my side or this person's, and I don't need anyone to take my side. I've had many people block me. I'm sure this person's had many people block him. It is what it is. I'm not. I said, even when these people have blocked me, or whether they've given abuse or whatever, I've never held back and gone, oh, you know what, I'm going to stop. Don't get me wrong, there's times where I've gone, you know what, probably did take that too far. And I'll probably, throughout this video, this isn't going to be just me, ripping into somebody. That's not the case. There will be a little bit of that, because what they done was horrific, potentially life-threatening, life-changing, various things, and I won't hold back in what I say on this video, because as I said, I think it needs to be seen. I think the organisation needs to see this. I think fans need to see this, and I just think people need to see it. I think people need to realise what a nasty piece of work someone is. And as I said, this video, I'll be honest, and put my hands up when I've probably been wrong, or if I've taken stuff too far. And if I've taken stuff too far, it's probably where I've took the mick a little bit too much. And listen, before I go any further, English humour and American humour, totally different. I get that. And it's no surprise that probably a lot of English fans are probably on my side, even though, as I said, I don't want people to take sides. I'm not in it for that. I just think some things have been taken out of context, and then when I've actually done that, this person's taken it too far. So yeah, as I said, with the interaction with this person, I actually couldn't tell you that the first time we spoke. As I said, I got sent a screenshot from 2012. That potentially was the first time, because we both made accounts not long before then. But I think the first real interactions have been obviously one when Bon Jovi been touring, two when an album's come out, three when YouTube videos go up, and so on and so forth. And over the years we've had a love-hate relationship, me and this person. Sometimes we're clashing over my opinion on something, so my opinion could be John sounds awful, or a certain song's awful, or I'm not into the album, or whatever. And I know this person can't take criticism well. And to be fair, most of the stuff I post on Bon Jovi Talk, it's not for this individual to like back or anything. A lot of the time, when I give my opinion, I post it because it's my opinion. I done a Bon Jovi fan page 12 years ago to get people talking. I love the Jovi Talk forum. I've been on there since I was 14, 15 years of age. Well, I've been on there since I was younger than that, following it, but then I officially signed up probably when I was 14, 15. I've been following forums, I've been following things where you can voice your opinion since I was a child. So that to me is probably the normality. This person's probably in, like in a place where criticism isn't taken well, and that's fine. Everyone's different. As I said, that I don't mind people voicing their opinion at all. But when obviously they start arguing and start saying I'm negative and stuff like that, obviously we're gonna clash. Anyway, I'm gonna start with the first things you're gonna see is probably the first time that I remember where things were a little probably taken too far in terms of I don't know how to word it. It probably take it. I remember I put something up and this person just snapped like that, and during this time we hadn't clashed for a long time. We were probably, sounds daft because it's on the internet, we were probably as close as you could be in terms of I done his podcast, he done my podcast. We had a good time. My only negative criticism with doing his podcast was before he did say not to be negative, which it's his podcast. I'll follow his rules, and I do that if I ever got to interview anyone. If they said to me, "Listen, I don't want this to be spoken about or that to be spoken about," that's fine. I've got no problem. I'm not a malicious person. I'm not a nasty person. I'm not going to purposely, certainly on a podcast, wind anyone up. I want a decent discussion. I love the band, so I want a decent discussion. But he did ask me not to be negative, which is fine. But obviously, in a world where he loves everything, it's hard for me to do that. But I did it, and I enjoyed it. I'll be honest, I did, and I enjoyed having him on mine. And I think everyone knows by now my podcast, when I interview people, I ask questions, I get to know you, I get to know your thoughts on vocals, songs, albums, tours, etc. Mine's not to go, oh yeah, John done this and rip into him. It's never been that. I've never made the podcast to do that. I've done the podcast to take it further than Twitter and actually speak to people almost as close to in person as I could. So yeah, during this point, which I think was 2021 maybe, 2021, up until this point for about 8 or 9 months, I think me and him were on, we were on decent terms. As I said, we done each other's podcasts and so on. And then this one time where things just got massively blown out of proportion was, I think we'd started maybe 1 or 2 odd comments here and there, because obviously 2020 I wasn't a massive fan of, and I don't think this person liked that I wasn't a fan of it. And I remember The Story of Love, which is a song that I'm not overly keen on. The Story of Love music video come out, and it was the music premiere, and I watched it on YouTube on my TV, so I was watching it on a decent sized telly rather than on a laptop screen or a phone. And what I done was, I thought, as people know, I like to post about new info and stuff like that. While I was watching it, I took a photo of my telly and just said the premiere of whatever, it's premiere of Story of Love is on. And I actually can't remember what the tweet that I put, but I remember when I was taking that photo, And I thought to myself, if a certain someone hasn't taken a photo of this premiere, they're going to use mine. Absolutely no problem. But his arguments in the past has been not getting credited for stuff. And I took a screenshot or took a photo of my TV. And at the time, my TV had a sticker at the bottom, like a white, long, distinctive sticker. And I thought to myself, if that same photo goes up, I know exactly who's. I know it's my TV. If somebody uses it again. Anyway, fast forward, I posted it, premiere, blah blah blah, and God knows how long, half an hour, whatever it was later, I seen someone used screenshots, and what he tried to do was crop my TV, so obviously I couldn't tell. But what I forgot to do on a specific photo was leave the sticker in. So straight away, all I done was, mate, if you're going to use my photos, at least credit me. Because don't forget, this is the same guy who puts his name in photos, and this is the same guy who has commented and replied to people saying, you've used mine and you haven't credited me, and I know he's blocked people for this. I'm genuinely not that bothered. Bon Jovi updates, who, for whatever reason, in the past have blocked me, but then unblocked me recently. I know they've pretty much copied and pasted the same stuff, and I've done the same with them, because they provided information before me, and we have clashed over stuff like that, and I think it's petty. But the reason we both do that, I suppose, is because they want more followers than I do, and whatever else. But I can kind of understand with them, whereas this guy is just a fan. In my eyes, he's not a fan page. He makes himself out to be a fan page because he does everything that the organisation wants and so on and so forth. But I just think with this one, where it was, somebody's taking a photo from a TV or a projector, the worst he could have done was just quote tweet and then said, sorry, look at results. That's it. And all I done was say, you could have tagged me in it anyway. That didn't go down well, and he replied back with, I wouldn't say a nasty comment, but a comment where he wanted me to bite. And before pretty much I could bite, I got blocked. So here's that footage, or here's them screenshots of that instance, which then spiraled into something a month or so after that, into potentially career ending, ridiculous, pathetic, quite sick tweets and stuff like that. So I'm going to post the story of love screenshots, and then I'm going to come back onto the screen and go further into detail of literally why I'm doing this video on this specific person. Okay, so there's the first screenshots of where that kind of, it wasn't even an argument happened, but all of a sudden I got blocked because, as you can see there, all I said was, all you can do is use the retweet the post that I put up, to which he then said it was from his live stream, to which I then said, if you look at the bottom, and it's hard to see on that photo, you'd have to click on the photo, but if you do look closely, you can see a little white sticker in the bottom right corner. That's all he had to do. I said, I wasn't arguing, I don't even think I was nasty there. All I said was, you could do that. I didn't call them names, I didn't do anything. And then his response was how interested I am in his tweets. However, at this time we followed each other. At this time, I think we were amicable. I don't remember an argument leading up to, as I said, it may have been a little bit of a clash on certain songs or whatever, but that should just be a normal thing. Not everyone agrees on how good the footballer is or how good the football team are. Not everyone agrees on a style of music. Not everyone agrees on someone is singing, whether they like it or not. That's kind of what Twitter and forums and interaction and discussion boards and fan pages are for, to critique. The amount of people who respond to a video I've put up of even the latest songs from the album Forever, snippets. Oh, that sounds awful, blah, blah, blah. You've heard 15 seconds of it, but that's fine, it's your opinion. I'm not going to bite back and say, oh no, it sounds like the best thing ever, because everyone's different. I love Living Proof. I think Living Proof's one of the best songs they've done in a long time. It's kind of a rehash of a lot of songs, but that's Bon Jovi. It's My Life and Prayer and Have a Nice Day are all similar in some way. And I think the Bon Jovi, that type of sound is Bon Jovi. That's why I'm a fan. But there's people who don't like Living Proof because of that reason. But I'm not going to argue with them and say, well, blah, blah, blah. That's your opinion. And I think, yeah, one of the first things here was that's one of the things really blocked me after that. So obviously I couldn't respond with how I wanted. Now I'm going to try and keep on track as much as I can with this. So if I remember correctly, right, so March 2020 we went into lockdown, and during that time, that was I'm not. This isn't a part where I'm going to say, "Oh, feel sorry for me." I've never asked anyone to feel sorry for me. I've always cracked on with my life. I've always cracked on when I'm feeling down, which isn't the best way to go about it. However, during 2020 and 2021 was potentially the most low I've ever been. Firstly, obviously lockdown happened, so that's fine. Well, it wasn't fine, but you know that's a reason where everyone kind of dealt with it in different ways. Secondly, I'm self-employed. Certainly at this point as well, all I was doing was personal training. I'd gone from a year before, I'd left a teaching job, full-time, full-paid teaching job, and I was doing PT on the side of them. So I was working from 6 in the morning and working until, at this point, 9 to 10 o'clock some nights, PTing. So I was all the way through, and the reason I've done this because I love both jobs, and I didn't want to cut back on the PT anyway. Different story. So then in 2019 I decided to leave the teaching job. So 2018 I decided to. Just 2019 was the first full year I'd had going full-time PT. During that time, the gym that I had every confidence in and told me that everything was going well gave me 2 weeks after the Bon Jovi concerts in June. So 6 months into being fully 6 months being fully self-employed, the gym that I was working from decided to shut down and give me 2 weeks to find a new gym. So that was the third one. I then moved to a gym that I just didn't feel comfortable in. I lost a load of clients because they didn't feel comfortable in it. It was a very egotistical, very Instagram type gym, and that's not the type of gym I like. I like a friendly zone for my clients and for myself. So 2 or 3 months into that, I then left that. September came and I moved into the gym that I now own, and I couldn't have been happier. So for 5 or 6 months, things were actually going well for the first time in a long time. And then lockdown happened, which meant no income for me. I never got any government funding. I got refused it, and I don't know why. So they took away one of my loves, which is working. I absolutely love working. I work 6 days a week, every single week. Up until 2020, I'd never had a week off work. That's God's honest truth. Even when I'd been ill, I'd been in and out of hospital for various things, injuries. If I was playing football, whatever, I would still go into work. I never take time off. I absolutely love work. I have a laugh with my clients, and so on and so forth. So lockdown was difficult because my routine was well and truly messed up. I'm not a home person. I like being outdoors. I like being active. I like doing stuff, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's doing activities, whether it's being in work, whether it's just possible about whatever. I like going out. I like being outdoors. So kind of having to stay in my house was hard. At the time, my ex-girlfriend was working from home, so it wasn't even like I could kind of do stuff with her. She was working as normal, but working from home. So she was in like the office space that we had, like the spare room where we set up a little office for her. She was doing that, so I never even had my ex-girlfriend to kind of bounce off. So I felt like most of the time, because I wasn't allowed out or we weren't allowed out, whatever it was, I was stuck in. And I love training. I've always loved activity. I love physical activity. I love football. I love the gym. I love boxing. I just love being active and I love training. And the fact that I couldn't be in a gym environment to train was hard. And for some people that it won't bother them, and that's fine. But for me, I felt like everything had been taken away from me. So yeah, lockdown was hard enough. And one of my coping mechanisms was when the first lockdown happened, I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to need something. But there's kids out there from schools, and obviously I was a PE teacher, so I tried to drill into kids and parents how important physical activity is at a young age. Anyone who knows me since I've started, one of the reasons I probably got into personal training and sports is because I was constantly outdoors doing football or some sort of physical activity with my mates. That was me. And I know this probably seems like a life story, but this is building into kind of why what happened hurt as much as it did. So one of my coping mechanisms was I thought I need to do something. And I think children and adults need to do something. Their schools are being closed down. They need physical activity. So before anyone like Joe Wicks or whoever did, I came up with the idea of, you know what, I'm going to do 3 YouTube workouts for them. It's the least I can do. Keeps me active, keeps them active. It's going to be, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever it'll be. And it'll give me a purpose to wake up in the morning because, in all honesty, apart from that, I see no reason to wake up because I said everything had been taken away from me. Anyway, every morning without fail, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whatever it was, I'd go on a cycle, I'd go on a bike ride early morning, and I would come back and I would do a workout for children and adults. I'd do 2 separate ones. And this done really well. It done really, really well. And as I said, my income had gone. I got nothing. I got no government funding. They gave me universal credit for a week and then took it off me and asked me to pay it back. I still had the mortgage to pay. I still had all my bills to pay, my phone, my Sky bill, whatever it was. I still had all them bills to pay. And obviously, my ex-girlfriend at the time, she wasn't on the best wage. She really wasn't. So it wouldn't have covered both of us. And if it did, it meant food shop was out the window or whatever. So yeah, I decided to do these workouts, and as I said, I absolutely loved them. It gave me a purpose. And one thing I done was I said to people, listen, I'm out of work. You don't have to, but what I am going to do is do it like a GoFundMe type thing because I need income, and this is still me doing a job. But I still done it free because if nobody paid, I'd have still done it. I very rarely posted up the link to do it. And 9 times out of 10 it was friends or family who would repost that because they knew that being self-employed, and obviously, as I said, going from a full-time job to being self-employed and having to try and get clients in, it's hard work. It really is. It still is to this day, and I've been doing it 11 years now. It's hard work. So yeah, I've done that, and as I said, things were going well. And then obviously, because of this bit of back and forth with a certain someone, these debates started happening, and back and forth started happening. Now, bear in mind, this person donated $10, $20, I don't know, but certainly not. Certainly no more than that. And listen, I appreciate that. I still do. Whether I like this person or not, they didn't have to do that, and they did, and I'm grateful for that. But what really got me back up was this person then said in a statement or in a post that he done that he donated $100 or something like that. I can 100% say that did not happen because the anonymous ones that are on there still come up with that person's email, and there was one with his name, and it wasn't anonymous. He put his name, so that's a lie, a massive lie. That's a vile lie, to be fair, because you're trying to act as if you've done something. And again, I credit you. how nice it was, but you're then saying that you've done more than you have, and you hadn't. So there's no point in lying. The donation you done was very nice, yeah, but don't lie and say that you donated 5 times the amount at least, or even 10 times the amount at least that you're saying you had. And what I'm going to do here is put the one donation that he did do on this, just to show how much he actually did do. Okay, so that was the screenshot where, as thankful as I am, he gave me a £10 donation. It's not the £100 that he claimed that he donated, which I think is just why I lie. £10 to me was massive at that point. Why I lie and say you gave 100. You did not. Whether maybe you missed a 0 out on the 10 there, because honestly, you never gave me £100 at all, or $100 or whatever you were claiming. I couldn't even tell you how much I got at that point from everyone. But as I said, if that link will still be there, if you type in the GoFundMe JS, whatever, people, I don't know whether it's just me who can see it, but I can see even the anonymous, 9 times out of 10, most of them still had their email linked, so I could tell who gave me it, which is why I thanked X amount of people, because I could still see it. Maybe they just didn't want their name up on that page, and there wasn't another one of you. So I say it again, I'm very thankful. At the time you gave me £10 donation, that was very kind of you. That's not me being sarcastic either. That's a massive amount to me at that time, because every penny I needed every penny at that point, because as I said earlier on, it was a terrible time for not just me, for a lot of people out there. So I'm very, very thankful for that. But please don't lie and say you've donated next month to make yourself look good, because you're lying. And I think it's bang out of order that you lied about that. So anyway, that was before the Story of Love video. After the Story of Love video, as I said, I got blocked. Now that was in February, I think. February took a real turn for the worse then, because obviously we went back into lockdown, certainly in the UK. I'm not too sure whether it was in America, I can't remember. But in the UK we did, which meant, again, I was out of work. I think the gym shut for another month or so at this point. So I got back to doing what I'd done, and this time I never done a donation thing. I just said to people, come on, jump on board. As I said, it got me out of bed. It gave me a purpose, and I realised that kind of once I went back to work, I was like, you know what, that helped me so much doing that. So yeah, I did. I went back to doing the online workouts, and I remember I started doing the workouts after my cycle, but I used to go to my mates. My mate at the time had a bar, and we set up gym equipment in that bar. So obviously the bars were shut, and this was early morning, so they were shut. And they gave me a key, and I'd go down, and in this gym where I'd train, like do my own training, I'd done the workouts. And I remember this one day, and I never really looked at these, to be fair, but I remember this one day on the screen. I went up to the screen at say 2 minutes past 9, and I think I started at 9 o'clock or whatever, and I had more watches than usual. Now at this point I was kind of probably getting the same amount. It wasn't many, but at this time it was kind of going in, off, in, off, in, off, and I was thinking, someone's coming on, someone's leaving, someone's coming on, someone's leaving. Anyway, thought nothing more of it, ended the workout, and basically what I'd done was go up onto my YouTube feed. I remember the numbers of the views was significantly higher. Say for instance I got 10 views, this one had 40, and I was going to myself, it hasn't took off. I've not done anything on the news or anything like that over it, and I'm using 40 as an example. I'm not saying that's groundbreaking numbers, by the way, I'm using it as an example. But I remember saying to myself, that's a lot more than what I have been having anyway. I then noticed when I clicked on the video, obviously you got your thumbs up and your thumbs down, and there was say 8 or 9 down. I was going, 8 or 9 thumbs down? That's not right. I never had a single thumbs down during these workouts, and I'm not saying I'm the best workout at all. I just don't think anyone would bother for something like that to put a thumbs down on a self-employed person's business, unless they're out to get them. So something was registering me, and I was going, who would that be? Like, certainly in Liverpool, people I know, people I've come across, I get on well with them, so I was thinking, who could that be? Anyway, thought nothing more of it, and I just thought that's a bit strange. I'll keep my eye on that. Anyway, the day after, same thing. So I thought to myself, right, this is weird. This is really weird. So my mind started jotting, and I was going, who have I upset? And where have I been posting this? So obviously, I posted on my PT page, of course. It was a business. I own a business, of course. I'm going to post it on that. But then I remembered that I was obviously posting on Jovi talk, and that's where I started to think, hold on a minute. That's where I probably have ruffled a few feathers in the past. And then I started thinking more and more. I was going, the other day I fell out with a certain person. That person would do this because he doesn't like seeing other people get praise or get attention or so on and so forth. So I thought, there's got to be a way I can find this out. So there's various things I thought of. Obviously the analytics on YouTube. So I thought to myself, can I see if everyone that's been watching is from Liverpool? And the last 2 days of these workouts, the live streams, was like, I think it was something like 70% UK, 30% US. I was going, but if I'm doing it at like 9 o'clock, surely that's, I don't know, 5 o'clock off the top of my head, 5 o'clock US time. Who's going to be watching me in the US at 5 o'clock? And who's going to be putting the thumbs down at 9 o'clock in the morning at UK time? Like, things weren't adding up. So then I delved into a little bit more, and I didn't realise you could see cities or states and towns and so on and so forth on these. To which I then found this. So there you can see it on that specific workout. I think it was the day where I was like, hold on a minute, there's something's a little bit dodgy here. I'd had 11 visits from Pennsylvania. Now, I only know one person off the top of my head, certainly at that point, who lived in Pennsylvania, and something was going, does he? Does he actually live there? Am I reading too much into it? Am I overthinking it? Does he actually live there? Or am I kind of putting the blame on him? So then, obviously, you start to look into things a little bit more, and this is where I found this. Okay, so there's just a few screenshots of me proving that somebody lived in Pennsylvania. Now, I know some people might go, well, that's not enough proof that this certain someone was watching and being negative, kind of, giving the thumbs down. And it's not all you're bothered about. It got a lot worse than that. A lot worse. It got potentially career ending. It could have potentially got me arrested. It could have potentially ruined certainly my ex-girlfriends at the time, my family's, my friends' lives. And it could have took a lot of people away from me, because this certain person then decided to go on Twitter then, make some fake accounts, and basically try and ruin my life and my career. Now, all I've ever done, certainly in my career, my adult life, is try and be the best and most supportive person I can be. And obviously we all make mistakes, and I'm sure this is a mistake that this guy's made. I'm sure it is, but it's bang out of order, and to even think of stooping that low is ridiculous. I will never, ever accept any apology from this person over it, ever. I will never, ever interact with this person on a good level ever again. And I'm hoping a lot of people watch this and see exactly the same, because this is exactly where it starts getting out of order. This isn't a mistake. This is a nasty, vile human being, if I've even got to call him that, who took it upon himself to, because I didn't agree with a Bon Jovi thing, or because I asked him to repost something that I put instead of using it as his own, kind of took it way too far, and as I said, almost or potentially could have ruined my career. Now, thankfully, I think most people know, certainly the people he was replying to, most people know me. And I'm not even trying to pick myself up. This is just, I'm trying to get people's interpretation of me, because I imagine, and I'm hoping in people's eyes, I do a lot of good. I do a lot of free workouts like this. If there's people that I see from Liverpool, people I don't know, people I've never interacted with in my life, if I see someone's put up that they're suffering with the mental health or anything like that, I respond to them saying, come down to my gym, I'll give you free classes, or I'll give you free PT sessions. We'll sit down, we'll hopefully take your mind off it. You can take your anger out if you're angry over something. We can take your emotions out on the punch bag or the pads or whatever it may be. And for that hour we can talk. I do a lot of that when I see people on Twitter, or if I see people in the gym. I've been on Aldi and I've had clients or members of the gym that have cancelled the memberships, and when I've looked into it, or when someone spoke to them, they've come back to me and said, listen, I think these are suffering a little bit with the mental health. While I'm away, I've still got out my way to interact with them, and I know that's not a big deal, but what I'm saying is I do a lot of good. So for somebody to make a fake account and to try and jeopardise my relationship with parents of kids who are doing these sessions, but also friends, is absolutely disgusting, and it's the lowest anyone can stoop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few screenshots up of the interactions that this person was having with friends of mine and families and stuff like that who were doing the workouts, because they made 3 or 4 different fake accounts off the top of my head, certainly 2 or 3 that I can remember. And don't forget, at first I probably forgot to screenshot some stuff. It only got to the point where I said, hold on a minute, this bang out of order, this, and I'm going to use this at some point again to out this person. So this is where things really, really took a turn for the worse. As I said, I can take criticism, I can take a few thumbs down on a workout video. It just baffled me, that's all. And I was thinking, why? And why would I do that? So yeah, these are the screenshots of where, and have your own take on this. But this is the screenshots of where someone took it way too far. I think that clip, that screenshot there, is the first one that I remember coming across, with it saying 12 minutes, and obviously no interaction from me on it. I'm guessing that was the first one. I could be wrong. It's only when I've just put it in there, because I'll be honest, I'm kind of just going as from the folder. But I think that was the first one. I was going, ooh, hold on. When I clicked on it, the profile had been made that day. It had no followers. I think it was following a load of rock bands, if I'm not mistaken, kissing someone else or something like that, I think, at the time. So yeah, that's where I was like, oh, hold on a minute. And that was in response to one of my videos that I put up on my PT page. It was only when I clicked on this profile, this was what I found. So that's just a few of them. There's a long screenshot. If anyone wants it, I'll send them it, but on here, you can't make out what it says. It's just a long, I've done it from the profile, but it's all the same as that. It's just replying to people saying them words. Now, as I said, I think I get arguing with people, people aren't happy with certain stuff. I get that. You're not going to please everyone. But no one can tell me that that's justified. No one can tell me that's nice. No one can tell me that's from a normal person. It's not. That's from someone who's vile and out to get people and doesn't like other people either one getting attention, two getting a bit of praise, whatever it would be. Now, not only was he doing that to friends who, as I said, I'm sure will back me. He was sending it to people from like radio stations, or mostly radio stations who'd either been in touch and done a little article or a little clip of me or whatever. Because in my eyes, I was doing good for people. And the Instagram one at the end, I think it was the end one that I shown you there. That might have been the first one that I ever seen. I was on my way. I remember I was on my way to the bar where I was training people, and I looked at my phone, and there was. In fact, no, that's a lie. I was on my way to. We could do outdoor sessions at this point, and I was on my way to doing one of the sessions straight after the workout, and I looked at my phone. That was on my Instagram comments. I was like, oh, now 2020 at the album, obviously it was 2020, but I think it was 2020 there, and just a name, I don't know. So that was one where I was like, hold on a minute. That didn't last long. I think that account got blocked not long after, and there was various other. He literally went through my whole Instagram, saying all kinds, commenting on all kinds of people, whether it was with friends or whether it was with people or whatever. Replying with exactly the same thing for most of it. Anyway, so that was just, I was how dare this. So obviously then, because obviously the YouTube one, and then I had to prove that this was a certain someone, and I was thinking, how can I do that? So there was two options. I can look into it myself, and I'm not the most savvy person on a computer. I know my way around the computer and that, but I'm not the most savvy person. I don't really have the patience for that sort of thing anyway. But I knew this was something I wanted to get to the bottom of. So there was that, or obviously there was taking it further and going to the police. So there was them two options. Now, do we do one of them or do we do both of them? In the end, I thought, I'm going to do both of them, because what if this person isn't in? What if this person is someone local and makes it even worse? These things I've got to think about. As I said, it wasn't just me. It was affecting. It was potential clients. It was friends. It was family. It was various people. So at first, I'd done a little bit of looking into it myself. You know what? IP address. If I get the IP address, it could say the same thing from that account to the person who I think it was. So which I found this. So I don't know if you can see that, but I've done three different names. I've done the two fake accounts and his own actual account. Now, for some reason it says San Francisco, California. I don't know. I don't know how far away they are from where he is or whatever. But the IP address was the same. The whatever else was on there, the regions and whatever, they were all the same. That can't be coincidence. It just can't be. Now, whether there's a glitch or something, I don't know. But I find that too much of a coincidence to say it's fake or it's wrong or whatever. So three different accounts, all have the same three details. Now, if I typed in my address on it or whatever, my Twitter handle or whatever, it come up with UK. So yeah, it's just wrong. It really is. And as I said, people might go, that's why you deserve, you've bashed him, you've done this. I bashed him in the sense of, oh, come on, climb out of John, you know what I mean, or stop defending everything, or you're pathetic, or whatever, like normal kind of bickering, let's say. And he's given back. I've never, gone back on him and called him all kinds, and done all kinds, and whatever else. It just didn't need to happen. That, and this, as I said, the purpose of this video is for people to see who he really is, because that's not a nice person. He comes across as this nice person. He isn't. And what I kind of forgot to say, the reason, so he blocked me in 2019, and I've got screenshots from various conversations we've had, which I'm also going to add into this after this part. He blocked me in 2019 or something like that, 2020. 2019, I want to say, though, for, again, probably something, for the, I think it was for the comment, maybe, that I made on John Jovi, which is why Matt blocked me as well, but I could be wrong with that. As he's blocked me so many times and unblocked me, I've lost count now. But I got sent a screenshot, and apparently he was going through like a bad time, mental health and stuff. And as I said before, I don't like seeing anyone go through that. It's not nice. And you never know what mindset someone's in. You really don't. And people might think I'm contradicting myself here, because I'm sure this isn't going to put him in the best mindset, but he put me in a terrible mindset. So on that sense, I've got no sympathy in that part. And back in 2019, 2020, before this happened, I sympathised with him, and I actually done a post on Bon Jovi talking. I said, listen, he's blocked me, but do us a favour, if anyone can get in touch with him, tell him I hope he's alright, and whatever else it was. I generally can't remember what it was, but I just basically put it out there that if he wants to chat, I'm happy to chat. There's bigger things going on. And that was it then. I think he done a post about me and thanked me for it or whatever, and that's kind of where we came together again. And you know, things seemed smooth for 8 or 9 months, as I said. So I reached out to him first, and I told someone to reach out to him for me, and he obviously seen the post or whatever. And that was it. Do you know what I mean? As I said, I've argued with people. I met down in London at the listening party. We've argued over the fact of John's vocals, and they've tried to prove me right and vice versa. And you know what? You get on with it. Like, it's so weird. I said, I'm never going to shy myself away from the Bon Jovi events. I love the band, so why would I do that? Because I've disagreed or I've voiced my opinion on something. It's just, I think it's just daft if you take it too personal. But as I said, that them tweets and the YouTube, so he was commenting on YouTube videos as well. So he was doing this at the time when I couldn't see them, to the point where I had to turn off the comments and had to turn off the likes and dislikes on my videos. That could be vital to a small business like myself, or the interaction of getting people to comment and like and stuff like that. Of course it could, but because of this vile human being, I had to turn all that off, and essentially it was affecting my business. It never stopped me from doing the workouts. He's never going to stop me doing anything. It's as simple as that. And I carried them on to 100 odd, 110 or something different, like online workouts for people. But during this time, so they were the fake accounts. What I'm going to put down here now, what I'm going to show you now, is the nasty comments on his own account. Some of them he's deleted now, but I was lucky enough to screenshot them before he could delete them, because I had this in my head that I knew he was a vile, nasty person anyway. And all this stuff about avoiding kids and stuff like that, like telling people to avoid me, and so on and so forth. Here are comments of him saying he'd never let his child do them, and it's creepy that I'm doing it and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you these ones as well, and if the ones before made you think, oh no, that's not enough, that obviously know it's him and that's not enough to prove, these ones should. And there's proof there that he was basically saying to people that my videos are weird, creepy, he'd never let his kid near me and stuff. I've never said I don't want to go near a kid anyway. But basically he's trying to tear me down, tear my business down, and saying it's weird. it's weird, but he donated £10 and also said that he would wake up in the morning and do some of these workouts and how good it is, which I'll show you now. So, which one is it? Is it that the fact that I'm creepy, obsessive, or whatever it was that you were trying to say that I was, or that you're actually supportive? Because at one stage you're supporting it and you're donating, then the other one you're saying it's creepy and weird. So, which one is it? Was the donation to look good for yourself, and then to try and look better when you've blocked me and slated me? Which one is it? Because I think you've contradicted yourself massively there. As I said, if I was doing, or what you thought was wrong, if I was doing that, why donate and then why big it up and say what I'm doing is good and helping people and so on and so forth? Just an absolute walking contradiction, vile human being who doesn't deserve the credit or the favours and thanks and all the accolades that you get and all these winning contests which you never win. We know that you've given. I've seen it with my own eyes. People being given stuff by a certain brother, and you're one of them. And everyone knows it. I don't understand why you can't just be honest about that, to be fair. But it seems you can't be honest about a lot of stuff. So that's the main part of this video. There's still a little bit left that I've got to show you. But that's the main part, that's the most vile part, and that's the part where I want you to kind of go, hold on a minute, this fella is bad news. Not me, don't get me wrong, I've held my hands up many times and said I've been in the wrong with certain stuff I've said about John, or certain stuff where I took it too far with people, in the sense of maybe bantering a bit too much, or kind of just carrying it on. But I've never ever stooped that low, and I never would. I'd never phone. I'm sure he kills people, or not kills people, but buries people or whatever. I'm certain he does that, which is probably the job he should be going down. I'd never phone his company up and say he's done this or that. I was close to, don't get me wrong, I was very close to, but I would never stoop that low to do that, because he's got a family. Now, as I said to you before, there was two options I could have done. I could have done it my own way, which I did, and looked at IP addresses and so on. But then I thought, you know what, this could go even further. I don't know what this fella's capable of. I don't know whether he's going to do even worse than what he's saying in terms of, trying to ruin a career. So I took it upon myself and I thought, you know what, I'll get in touch with the police, and I'll give them the IP address and I'll give them this. And lo and behold, it was right. And I put a post up then saying I've been in touch with the police on the Bon Jovi Tour page. And not long after, I got Skype messages from them saying, we may have gone on the wrong foot and so on and so forth. I am so sorry and I would never do that again, and blah, 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 blah. To which I told him he can stick it, obviously, because I've got no time for the fella at all. These screenshots again, I'll provide it to you in a sec. I just think that, as I said, that all this video is for is, do you know what? It's mainly for the Bon Jovi organisation to stay away from them. Because if the rumours of Backstreet Boys having an injunction, or certainly a member of the Backstreet Boys having an injunction against them, to the point where obviously he used to go to every show and whatever else, and they repost stuff. There's none of that anymore, which kind of says it all. I think Bon Jovi have got to be careful. I think they've got to be very careful, as in the organisation, the people who kind of associate themselves. Now, this argument happened, or these horrible tweets happened, and one massive member of the Bon Jovi organisation actually put a post up that same day all of this was happening, defending this guy, and that's why I'll have no desire to ever, whenever I've seen at Bon Jovi things, I've got no desire to speak to the man. A lot of people are like, oh my god, honestly, in fact, the only time I think I would is if it came into my head about it all, because I just think to do that as not put you in the best light. And I'm going to show you the tweet. So remember I said it was February and I said it was around the Story of Love video. Check the date on this. This is from a certain someone's brother involved in the Bon Jovi organisation, who always gives handouts to people who lap up everything they do. And I said I've seen it with my own eyes at the London party the other week. Check this tweet. This is one that in my eyes is just as bad as the other fellows. So that's the 13th of February 2021. Whether we'd argued, I'll be honest, as I said, this happened over a week or two. It wasn't just one day. But the 13th of February was around the time of the Story of Love video, and I presume, obviously, the time I was doing the workouts because February was lockdown. And I seen someone's brother had the audacity to put that up, thanking him for looking after the community and such a nice guy and caring. How is that fella? How is that caring? I honestly, I get that you might be on someone's side. You're a massive figure in kind of the community that we like, and you're putting that about someone who's doing this to someone's career, to someone's life, to someone's business. I think that's just absolutely vile, and I don't understand how anyone can defend it. Certainly someone of that status. And as I said, since then, this fella has been given handouts to him since then. And this fella is just as vile as him. The stories I've heard on him are absolutely vile. Not a nice person at all. And you know what? I'm sure in the Bon Jovi world, in the Bon Jovi circle, when he gives the handouts and stuff like that, I'm sure that's lovely, and I'm sure he's the nicest guy in the world. But the other side to him is vile, and that's one of them. And there's various things I've had with a certain someone's brother. Back in 2013, I put a tweet. I said that obviously one of the first people he followed was Richie. And I asked a simple question and got a rude answer back. And it wasn't a nasty question. And then obviously his little buddy jumps on and gives some back as well. Wasn't a massive thing, but I'll show you just how far back these two have been pally. So that first screenshot that I've just put up there was from 2013, and all I've done was just ask a question about Richie, and I got not the nicest reply back. You can tell it was he didn't even have to reply back. It wasn't a very nice one, but then obviously his little buddy jumps on and has something to say. And then the screenshot after that was from 2012, where obviously Bon Jovi had already been pulled up about ticket prices and stuff like that. And all I done was say, no wonder tickets aren't selling, and they weren't at this point because of how much they are. That's why there's 2-for-1 offers when it's closer to 50% off or whatever. When it's close to the shows, because ticket prices are extortionate, or certainly were at that time. And then again, I get him jumping on to defend them and save them, whatever else. So they've obviously been in a bit of a clique for a while, and I've got no problem. I'll argue with both of them, and I'll speak to both of them, or I would have spoken to both of them in decent manners. As I said, my reply to that last one was, I rest my case, because if you think it's acceptable to charge that, then so be it. You know, like, you're that type of fan who thinks that's okay. So yeah. This video is probably about an hour long so far. As I said, there's still a few more screenshots I'm going to put up, because that's not the end of it. I want to put up posts where I say someone's tried to say, play the guilty card. I want to put a post where they've been homophobic and tried to say I've got a boyfriend and stuff like this, which I couldn't even tell you which person they were on about, to be honest. Which obviously they quickly deleted when people start to jump on the case. But this, again, that shows the type of person they are to actually come up with that. So these next few screenshots are ones where we've probably fell out, but then he's put tweets up about me. Bear in mind, I said the only tweets where I've done a long one is, off the top of my head anyway, I can't remember doing any other, is to look out that for him and to say if he wants to talk, I'll talk. When he was going through a bit of a bad phase. Now, bear in mind, one of the things he tried to do was claim that he had family issues and his brother wasn't well or seriously ill and stuff like that. And I hope, one, I hope he isn't lying, which I wouldn't put it past him. But two, I'd never want a member of his family to be ill or to be hurt or anything. Him personally, I couldn't care less about. But his family, as far as I'm aware, they've done nothing to me. So I'd never want that. I'd never want that to happen. But I really wouldn't put it past him if he was lying. And can you blame me? That's not me being heartless. As I said, if that was the case, then I really hope his brother's being okay. But it wouldn't put it past me if he was lying. And a big part of me thinks he was, because he posts everything, and in the nicest way possible, this person will post a lot about it to get a bit of interaction. That's the type of person he is. He needs people to praise him and tell him how great he is when he isn't. But that's the type of person he is. If what he's telling me happened, I think it would be documented, because that's the type of person he is. He's not a private person, even before anyone says it. He really isn't. I think I'm a private person. There's a lot I don't put on my social media and stuff, because the only people that need to know are the ones closest to me. I feel like this guy puts everything up. So I want to put a few tweets up. I want to put a few of his statements up. These may be the last ones. I'll have to double check, but these may be the last ones that I'll put up. And then, obviously, then it's for you to judge on whether you think he's as nice as he claims to be. So here's some more screenshots of little back and forth we've had. Tell me who's in the wrong on these. And as I said, there's ones that I'm going to put ones up where I think I'm in the wrong as well. So I'm going to put up ones where Matt blocked me, because I've got nothing to hide. I've never deleted tweets either. I've got nothing to hide. So I'm going to put up ones that I think I've done that. I've certainly got people's back up, and see what you think. So actually, just looking through there, there's the statement where he says that he gave me $200 in. That screenshot is the reason Matt blocked me. For me, thinking I was funny. Obviously, some people don't find it funny. I know a lot of people who do, and I've actually had people who I've met up through the Jovi, Twitter and stuff like that. Actually mentioned this tweet saying they found it funny. I can't remember what tour it was. I'm guessing it was 2019, but it might have been a certain show somewhere else. I don't know. And all I done was jump stepping off a tree, and I made the tweet, as you can see, saying it was nice of the band to bring the Nam with them. That was because John, just look at him there, do you know what I mean? And God, he's 10 times better looking than I'll ever be. So to me, it was a bit of banter. It didn't look like John. It looked like a much older person getting off the train with really grey hair. That was it. And obviously, I get his brother maybe not liking that. I do get that. Obviously, there could have been some interaction there, and I said, obviously, it's a joke. Come on. But then, obviously, you get this same person then obviously saying, it takes what I say, a fan account with a grain of salt and blah blah blah. And that's one of the reasons that's the main reason, certainly, saying someone's brother doesn't like me anymore, or doesn't like me. I don't think he's ever liked me, but blocked me, and there's no interaction from us whatsoever on anything, apart from in third person where he's defending someone else, basically. So that's the famous tweet. That's the tweet that got his brother riled up, and obviously his little buddy riled up. So that's the tweet that, has massively started a lot of this. Do I hold my hands up and say I was wrong? Cause I always have. I thought it was funny. People don't. It is what it is. Them screenshots are pretty much ones, either one where he's talking about my page, or he's been quite nasty to other people. So he's deleted a lot of his tweets. So as you can see on that last screenshot, you can't see the tweets they were. But basically, it was him not being happy about something and was quite rude. So I've been told, and ended up blocking, but then unblocked that same account. The ones where he's going on about my page, for someone who doesn't care about my page, he certainly replies and posts about it quite a bit. And as I said, there are ones where he's saying to people about, I've had so many people tell me about this page. I must have had at least 20 people. I couldn't even say 20 people I've interacted with on Jovi Talk, in all honesty. So them 20 people, however many years ago it was, if they've blocked me, I couldn't tell you any of them apart from you, because one, they've never been as nasty as you have in terms of doing what you've done, and two, they obviously have an impact on my life. So it doesn't faze me who blocks me. It really doesn't. But certain things do make me laugh. As I said, about the Richie scenario earlier with saying someone's brother. There was only a couple of weeks ago, you were praising someone's new music, praising Richie's new music, and how you've never turned your back on him and you've always supported them and stuff like that. But here's another tweet that I found. That's nothing major, that tweet, but it just kind of shows that he is a liar. It's another thing he's lied about. These next few tweets are probably going to be the last ones, I think. And these are ones where he's been homophobic, claimed I've got a boyfriend, or claimed that other people are going back to boyfriends and stuff like that. And he later deleted them, but again, I managed to screenshot some of them. And obviously, if he's deleting them, he knows he's done wrong, and he shouldn't have done it in the first place. He's sat there on a laptop, and that's something, again, just kind of shows the person he is. So these are tweets again after Story of Love. whole incident that I still can't believe. This is what it's all stemmed from, because I asked them to screenshot or to repost something of mine. That was it. So in these, I'm going to do another instance where he's not reposted someone and someone's pulled him up on it. I'm being nasty over someone being a director or something, and then the homophobic ones. Okay, so again, judge for yourselves. I've actually, so I'm going to put this part in some parts of the video here. I've actually ended the video, but I've just gone back onto a certain app and found the message pretty much where he admitted to all the stuff that I've gone on about here. Bringing up the business, trying to bring the business down, tweets about me. Obviously, as I said, the stories lots of brother and stuff like that. All of that I've just found on Skype. As I said, when this, I think the messages from the 21st of Feb, I think it said. So this might seem a little bit out of place while you're watching this video, but the reason is I've actually edited. I've already finished the video in my eyes, gone back to something, and now I've placed it in here. But these screenshots that you're going to see now are from Skype, where he pretty much admits it, and I never replied to it. This was February 2021. I think it said the 21st, and I never responded to him, and I have no desire to at all. He said I blocked him, but I think, as I said, he blocked me first. I didn't block him. So maybe he came up on my feed, I can't remember, and I thought, oh no, you're not getting, because I've outed you, which I did on Twitter at the time, you're not getting back in that easy. And I think that maybe then I blocked him. But yeah, this is it. You can see exactly where he's admitted to it here. So if that's not enough proof, then you're a fool for not believing it. So here's the screenshots from Skype. You'll have to pause this to read it, because I think the video, the actual video, the screenshots only last a few seconds. I'll try and edit it, but here's the screenshot now from Skype, and I'll try and put it on for, I don't know, 15 seconds or so, but I'd still recommend pausing the video so you can probably read it, because it's a very, very long message that wasn't appreciated. No matter how much you tried to worm his way back in, enough was enough at this point. And as I said, I'm quite laid back and stuff, but there was no way I was letting him back into my circle or into my life with this type of apology, if you want to call it that. So it is admitting it. And that's it. I think they're the last of the screenshots. Well, there's actually quite a few more, but some of them are quite personal. That like family life, and I'd never ruin his family life or anything like that. But they're the posts, they're the screenshots and the tweets that one where he was saying about boyfriends and stuff like that. Ones where he's deleted them. Ones where he brought up my financial difficulties at the time, and apparently he was such a saint and donated $200, which he never. He brought that up and deleted the tweets, as you can see there. Ones where, as I said, people have asked to credit a video, and he snapped at them. He doesn't like it. Everything has to be him that's doing it. He would never repost my page. I don't think I see him repost Bon Jovi updates, but I could be wrong. Or certainly when I was unblocked, obviously. Sophie Jovi's, who posts a lot about the band, I never saw him do that. And I think there was one time where she asked and he snapped. And I know there's a few others. And as I said, I just don't think he's a nice guy. And for those who do, I'm hoping this has changed your mind, because he isn't. Everything I've done there, none of that's been edited. They're all screenshots, they're all there for you to see. Type my name, type his name, and type in the tweet, and it'll come up. A lot of them are from recently, a lot of them are people have sent me over time, a lot of them I've screenshot myself. As I said, I personally think it's wrong that the Bon Jovi organisation are so associated with them. I really think they need to distance themselves, because I know he's pushed a lot of people away, and I certainly know he's pushed, and I probably have with my views, but I know he's pushed a lot of people away from social media. I think it's very unfair on how they do stuff in terms of letting the same people go to certain events. As I said, I've seen it with my own eyes, and I think it's really unfair. And you know, if I was in that position, I might not be saying that, but I don't know. I just think it's a little bit. I think it's wrong that he is. There's fans that are so dedicated. I'm not saying he's not dedicated, but there's fans that are nice, genuinely nice, listen to people's opinions, don't really take it to heart. He does. He doesn't like people being negative. He doesn't like people posting stuff before him. He doesn't like people getting attention. I honestly, the whole purpose of this video, just seriously be careful around him. This has been 4 years in the making, and he's tried once or twice reaching out, and I've told him to stuff it. As close as recently, a couple of weeks ago, I said to him, I will do a Zoom, but I will record it, and I will do this video, but with you on it. And he didn't want that. Until at the end, he then said, okay, let's do a Zoom, and I'd already said to him at that point, I'm heading out, or I'm out, or whatever it was. I don't really do long podcasts anymore, due to time, to be fair. As I said, in the last year or so, I've taken over this gym. I spend most of my time here. So I'm actually in the staff room now, doing this video, because I've got some time on my hands. So it's very rare I do face-to-face ones, unless they're really planned, or even off the cuff. I've got no desire to speak to him. As I've said, things won't end well if I ever see him at a UK show. I know they won't. If he comes over for the UK tour, I just know it won't end well. Because there's a lot of Pennsylvania in me. There's a lot of this at the moment, 4 years worth of just anger, pure anger. Because, as I said, I can take someone blocking me, I can take someone criticising me, I can take them saying, I don't know, whatever, name calling me, whatever they want to name call me, Scouse, whatever, Four Eyes, whatever, glasses, whatever they want to call me, small, whatever it is. I've heard it all. It doesn't. That genuinely does not faze me. He could call me all that, and I wouldn't bat an eyelid. But to go as far as he did, and as I said, if you even want to take out them fake accounts, look at his accounts where he was saying about how creepy videos are that I'm doing. Which, how's it creepy? I'm doing a workout video for people. I don't understand. It wasn't like I had my top off on it. It wasn't like I was wearing, tight little shorts or anything like that. That's creepy. I've worked with kids since 2014. I was a PE teacher for 5 years. I still do one-to-one PT sessions with children now. So I think you're bang out of order with that one. No apology is, it doesn't matter. I will never accept your apology. I think if anyone thinks I need to accept your apology, they're bang out of order. I still think you should publicly apologise. And I also think a certain someone's brother should, for sticking with you on it, because it's never been a good look, and you're both as bad as each other for doing it. And as I said, if it ever came to it, I'd happily speak to the pair of you about it. I've got no issue doing that. If at the next Bon Jovi event, if Matt ever recognises me or whatever, and wants to say, listen, you bang out and blah blah blah, I'll happily speak, because I don't embarrass anyone in person. I'd never do that. If you want to have a chat properly, fine, but I will never accept your apology, as I said, because what you done was, you took it too far, and I'll hold my hands up and say I took it too far in certain scenarios, and I apologise if I've ever took it too far with certain people, or certain tweets or whatever. But mine's never been to purposely affect someone. And as I said, when I have seen that somebody's been low, first thing I've done is say I'm here to chat, even if I do dislike you, which it's more than dislike. I really can't stand you, and I hope this opens a lot of people's eyes. And I said the main people I wanted to are people who are in the Bon Jovi organisation. I really hope they distance themselves from you, because I know there's people who won't do my podcast because of my views on stuff, which is just wrong. Because as I said, I never put, and you can say this yourself because you've been on mine, I'll never slate. I don't do the podcast to slate, I do it to chat. So there's people, Bon Jovi members and people in the organisation, who won't come on my podcast because of my views, but they'll go on yours, even though you are a nasty human being who chats through people's lives and is homophobic, and it's just violent all around. So yeah, I'm hoping this will change people's opinions of him. It might change your opinion on me. You might hate me now for doing this. I don't really care. I think I'm doing the right thing doing this. I said, it's been 4 years in the making. There's going to be people I know who won't want me to do this, but you're on in that circle, and it's every day I get some sort of message about him, and some new story. I said, I've heard stories about him on these cruises with various people and stuff. He's not a nice guy at all, and I think people who are very close to him need to keep a lookout. So, listen, it's probably an hour and a half or so. It's going to be a big weight off my shoulders. I'm not nervous about how this is going to be, because I'm hoping people actually understand why I've done it. If you don't, more fool you, in my opinion. And as I said, I really hope that a certain someone's brother sees this, and I really hope more people in the organisation and fans see this and distance themselves massively from that vile person. I'm not even going to call you a man, because you know. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'm intrigued to see how this video does. But thanks for watching, and those who have supported the Bon Jovi Talk page, I'm not going anywhere. I love doing the page. I love interacting with people. I love the podcast. Absolutely love the podcast. He's never stopped me from doing any of it. I think he wants me to. I think he's jealous of how many subscribers and stuff like that it's got, and interaction it gets, even if he does get bigger people than me. I still do better numbers, and I think that really gets him. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Apologies it's gone on so long. To be honest, I've actually brought it shorter than, as I said, there was a lot more screenshots, but they're the main ones. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've had your eyes open. I hope you realise that some people aren't what they seem. And yeah, let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the page. If you want to be on the podcast, let me know. And thanks for watching. And hopefully it's been an eye-opener.